All right, continuing on with our assemblies. Um, you can do the pattern, mirror, and copy parts in your assembly. And I didn't show this, before, but we'll do one now. So we'll do a mirror, and I'm going to choose this component. And for the mirror plane, um, which one was it? Yeah, the XY plane. And then we go next. And it goes through the information, make sure the file, it's just the file name and location and stuff like that. And so we'll say OK. And so there it's added to the browser. But see, it is not constrained in any way. So you would need to constrain that after putting it in. Okay. All right. So let's look at the Content Center. Over here under Place. Well, before I do that, let me show you about editing. So if I don't know, let me delete the mirror part there. Save session. No. Okay. You can edit parts in the assembly, or you can open them and edit them. Either way. So if I click on a part and right click, I can go open, and it will open it as a part file, and you can edit it and save it. Or you can go edit here, and you're still in the assembly, but it opens up that particular part for editing. Okay. And let's say I need to edit that sketch right there. So I'll come down here and right click and go edit sketch. And let's say that needs to be 1.5 inches. Okay. And so I'll finish that and see it updates the part file, and I hit return. It takes me back to my assembly. Now, when I click save to save the assembly, it will ask me, do I want to save the part file also, the changes to it. And so yes, you would normally do that. So I'm going to just back out of all of that. Okay, what else have we got on the right click? We got free move, free rotate. Yeah, I mean, I've already covered those kind of things. Here with a component, if you've, I don't know, put something in, it's the wrong size, you need to replace it or whatever, you can, replace a component at a time right here. You can hide visibility of a component over here. I do not recommend grounding parts in the assembly. Use constraints to get it all together. Only the very first part you place in should be grounded. It's really bad practice and form to just place a component in here and then ground it in place. Use your constraints to lock it down. Now, the Content Center. This is a catalog that has all kinds of stuff in it here. So it's got fasteners, shaft parts, something. Oh, I turned my filter on there. Cable and harness is like electrical kind of stuff. Fasteners are nuts, bolts, screws. What you're mostly going to use is going to be fasteners. Features. Yeah, this is a quick and easy way to put a slot in, but see, it's in an assembly. It's not in a part file. Okay. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate a slot. And here we want a hole. And here you would set your size. of what you want, and then we'll go OK, and then you click the surface you want it. And in here, you could dimension where to place it. You know, you could dimension from the edges there for it. And then when you hit return, it creates the slotted hole for you. Isn't that neat? Okay. But like I said, it's when you create, if you create a drawing of this part, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go open. Ah, there it is. So yeah, okay. So it would be in your drawing. Okay, but let's go back to the content center. Let's put a hole in this part. Yeah, I want to do a 1/2 inch hole. And I'm just going to place it there. I'm not going to worry about dimensioning it. This is just to demonstrate the content center for you. So if I come back over here, content center, come on, and let's go to fasteners, bolts. I'm going to go hex head. Now, when you first do this, there's going to be like a million of them because you've got the ANSI, you've got Great Britain, you've got metric, you've got German, you've got Japanese, you got all kinds of them in here. So we come up here to the filter, and we want to filter down to just ANSI, which is the American standard. And here you still have inch and metric, but they're the American standard type. And so you find what type of fastener you want. I'm going to go with a hex bolt inch. Go OK. And then I kind of hover over my hole until it picks the size of the hole. Picks the size of my hole. Auto drop. It looks like it's the right size. And so I'm going to click OK. And now it gives me the choice of what type of fastener do I want. Do I want a 7/16 by 14, a coarse thread or a fine thread? And you pick what you want there. So I'm going to say OK. And it placed it. Now, but you notice the length of it was just to get it through that part. If I need a different size, I can come here and go change size. And I can go with a different length file, or I could totally change out the thread feature or the thread type. Okay. Now, it inserted it, but you see it's not constrained. So it will spin, and if you have a drawing, that's not good for what we want. So we need to constrain that, and the best way to do it is with an angle, and we'll go with a directed angle, and you can go with like one of the surfaces here and a surface here at 0 degrees, and that will lock it in place. Or you can do a surface and an XYZ plane, okay, and give it a 0 angle, and then it locks it in place. Okay. Another thing. Okay, so when you're working in assemblies, a lot of times it's good to be able to look at hidden things to make sure you're assembled correctly. And the way to do that is we go here to View, and for our visual style, let's go to Wireframe, and then I like to look at it from my orthographic views, and now it's like looking at an AutoCAD file or drawing, so all you see are lines. You could go with wireframe hidden edges, and now you're seeing dash lines for things that are hidden back there. Okay, and so this gives you the opportunity to make sure things are aligned correctly, that you can't see through a solid object. Okay. Um, another come on. Okay, another thing you may want to use is um, our section views here. And so I'm going to say I want a half section view, and it's asking me for what plane. And so I can cycle through my planes and go there, and I can give it an offset distance, back and forth or flip. And this gives me the opportunity to look at my object in section view. Okay. Another thing and this is one of the things that I use when I'm grading your assemblies, is I check degrees of freedom. And what this will do is it will show me things that are not totally constrained. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to delete that constraint just to show you. Now we'll go degrees of freedom. And you notice it gives me a little symbol there that this thing can rotate. Okay, so that's one thing you can use to check and see, are you totally constrained in your assembly. I think that pretty well covers a lot of the stuff dealing with assemblies. Um, just as an overview, the most of the assignments that you're going to have will have some tutorial videos that go along with the assignment that deal with things that are specific to that assignment to help you through with it. So there you go. If you run I get something on the keyboard. If you've got questions, come see me in the lab. The lab tutors can help you. Send me an email. We can do a WebEx call so you can show me what the problem is, and we can help you get it figured out.